Chapter 1. Your financial decisions can build or destroy your financial success. If you ask anyone, they'll tell you they never want to be caught in a financial crisis. Although they mean it, many people do not act like they care about their finances. People spend without a thought about their debts and how they'll survive the next month. It is also not uncommon to find people living above their means. This has to stop if we are going to build a world of financially stable people. Almost every successful process has a guide or a set of principles to follow. Your finances are no different. You need to learn to be disciplined in order for you to spend wisely and create wealth for yourself. According to Fagan and Haig, you cannot go on this journey alone. You need the support of good people who understand the need for financial balance and wealth creation. These people will also hold you accountable to your goals and catch you when you're failing. Financial wisdom isn't only about keeping money in your bank account. It also includes your habits and thoughts. It doesn't matter how broke you are or how old you are. This summary is going to change your life and ideas about your finances. It reveals the secrets that will help you navigate the success path and make more money. Keep reading to discover how you can get good with money and develop better financial habits. Chapter 2. If you want to be good with money, then you need a personal budget. How many times have you bought things you didn't need and couldn't afford? Many times we make these wrong financial decisions because we do not have a budget. A personal budget is necessary because it will impose on you the financial rules you need to live by. It will also offer you insight, bring to light any bad money habits you have, and save you from making bad financial decisions. There are 4 rules that will help you make a success of budgeting. Don't create any debt you cannot pay back within a month. Don't make buying expensive things a habit. Check your account balance at least twice every week. Don't assume savings will happen automatically. Also, you need a pyramid of bank accounts in place. At the top of this pyramid is your checking account. This is where you keep $1,000 for day-to-day expenses. Your savings account comes next, and it houses your emergency fund. In the middle of the pyramid is a semi-liquid savings account, which would be useful for saving up to buy a house in a few years' time. Lastly, an account for longer-term investments comes last at the bottom of the pyramid. When you have these accounts, you are ready for actual budgeting. First, record all your post-tax income values in the appropriate column in the budgeting tracker. Do a total and record it in the appropriate box at the bottom of the column. This is your income after tax for the month. Next, record all your expenditures, rent, groceries, utilities, dog food, cell phone billing, shopping, and the like, in the appropriate column in the budgeting template. Do a total for your expenditures and record this total in the appropriate box at the bottom of the column. Lastly, calculate the money that's left over in your budget after you've paid all your expenditures. This is your financial flexibility for the month. Having a budget will help you confront the details of your spending habits and know the patterns underpinning your financial mistakes. Your budget is healthy if 50% of your income pays your fixed costs like rent, telephone, and utility bills. 30% pays for variable and lifestyle costs like groceries and travel, and 20% pays for short and long-term investments. Chapter 3. Becoming a good investor is as easy as knowing a few basic rules and being fluent in a few strategies. There is nothing scary or difficult about investing. Everyone can learn it. No money of yours should sit idle in a bank account, except your emergency fund. Instead, it should actively work toward reaching a goal on its own, to your benefit. If you are willing to begin your investment journey, you need to follow some steps. Firstly, save up an emergency fund equal to at least 3 months of your living expenses. Then, you need to create a debt repayment schedule that pays down your debt at a minimum cost of interest and maximum benefit in profit to you. Do this by comparing the interest that is accruing on your debt with the return on your investment you are getting per dollar for the month, accounting for taxes, and find out where your money would do more work. You can lose money if you don't follow the right steps or listen to the right financial advice. A good way to prepare for the future is to open up a retirement account, preferably a 401k, because it has an employer match. Make sure that you max out on your employer match every month. Also, consider investing in the likes of mutual and index funds because they are low risk. Finally, if you feel confident of your investing savviness, consider investing in the individual stocks of companies you feel a strong affinity for. Chapter 4. When you bring your A game to any job, you're doing the right thing. How you work is part of who you are as a person. It's okay for you to strive to succeed, but it doesn't have to be at the cost of, say, your social or personal life. In reality, there's nothing like the right job. It all depends on what you bring to your every job, your A game. That you can have by developing a great work ethic, then figuring out how to find fulfillment in the work you do presently, and finally deciding what's important to you in a career. If you still want to chase after a dream career, get financially stable first by living below your means and diversifying your income sources. That would give you the freedom to move on to an entirely different job or career. Being fulfilled and successful in a chosen career requires deciding on who you want to be and becoming that person. It means deciding what time to wake up to begin your day, your appearance as you walk into your office, and how good you want to be at things like networking and public speaking. You're judged by how seriously you take your work habits and your deadlines. No single job will mark off every item on your dream job checklist because every job has its pros and cons. A side hustle will propel you toward your financial goals and give you a few other things to focus on and give yourself to. It will help you be competent in other areas of your work life and constantly remind you that the world doesn't begin and end inside of the horizons of your main job. A single role in a single job is a recipe for an unhealthy work relationship. Chelsea Fagan. In all, maximize every hour you spend on the job by maxing out the value you get out of each work hour. Get more done in smaller amounts of time so you can have the freedom to chase after the lifestyle you want, as well as the knowledge that will help you grow within the context of your professional life. Chapter 5. You might need to remind yourself more often that you have food at home. If you calculate the amount of money you spend eating out each day, you might not need to wonder why you aren't richer than you are now. Cooking your own meals is a great way to save money. While cooking, you connect deeply with your food and where it comes from, and you also avoid paying for overpriced meals. It's a win-win. Your lifestyle would be too expensive if you make eating out a routine. The other extreme is becoming a foodie millennial whose every meal has to look like it's some segment of the Food Network competition. That will not cut it either, as it is not effective. Financial security means you must embrace the Italian grandmother's mindset. Cooking for yourself and the members of your family is imperative. Eating out or ordering in food is a treat. Learning how to cook and embracing it as a daily necessity has a sizable positive impact on your budget. The food you cook doesn't have to be cool and be Instagram ready. Your food should be utilitarian, based on what's available in the present, what's in season, and what's about to go bad. It's about cooking in big quantities and freezing what keeps well when iced. It should be moderate too, a little bit of this and that and too much of nothing. It should be filling, well-seasoned, and budget-friendly. You should also regard meat as a treat and not the meal or the focus of the meal itself. So next time you're tempted to go to the nearest restaurant, remind yourself that there is food at home and you can save for the future. Chapter 6. Your home is your sanctuary. You can be your true self there. You should make creating a home in which you feel wonderful a priority. It is a gift you give yourself and which echoes through the rest of your life. Once you create a home attuned to your lifestyle, enjoy it. Be grateful for it. It doesn't have to be perfect, yet just be thankful for what you have. That way, you wouldn't have any need to pony up more funds to turn it into an unrealistic picture of the perfect home you harbor in your mind. Regard the rent you pay now as a sacrifice and don't take on things you cannot afford. It is a fair exchange for the promise of owning your property in the not-so-distant future. Invest smartly in furniture and decor. Be practical. Buy based only on functionality. Creating the home you desire will take the biggest chunk off your budget. Plan long before you execute it. Protect yourself as you rent. Rent a fairly priced unit appropriate for you after checking out several. Take lots of photos to document the state of the place before you move in and after you move out. Make sure your name is on the lease and always communicate in writing with the property management or your landlord. Pay your rent through your checking account. See to it that the property management or your landlord maintains the property and ensures that the utilities are up and running. Have a plan for maintaining your living space by getting basic tools for simple repairs. If you are ready to own a home, first accept that it is a big and valuable financial decision you are about to make. Start out by planning your budget and your work decisions around this goal. If a side gig will enable you to afford a down payment in half the time, by all means do it. Ensure your income is stable. That means you must have been in the same job or at least in the same industry for at least 2 years. Save up so you can afford the down payment and strive to have a good credit score in the 700 plus range so you can have access to the best mortgage rates available in the market. Chapter 7. There's nothing wrong with setting money rules in very clear terms in your relationships. You need to have goals and dreams that involve things like investments, property ownership, and retirement. Not just falling in love and hoping all turns out well. You should willingly postpone your fairy tale ending to build some stability for yourself. Ideally, every relationship, romantic or not, should float along smoothly with agreements and alignments being a constant. The truth is, it doesn't. A lot can go wrong with money between two people. And if you're squeamish in talking about or handling money problems in your relationships, you will end up getting hurt. If you do not have strict rules about money, it's easy for you to be confused when there's a need to make a financial decision. Ask yourself what money borrowing and payment rules apply in your romantic relationships and friendships. If you avoid candid discussions about finances, it can lead to problems in your relationship in the long run. When money issues do crop up in a romantic relationship, because they will once in a while, outlined below are 7 rules for working them out. Find a non-stressful time to have a money talk. Begin the conversation by appreciating each other. Both you and the other party should then, in turn, share something about how money was regarded and handled in each family, while the other party listens emphatically and without interrupting. Next, both of you should, in turn, share money hopes and dreams, as well as fears and concerns. Again, a lot of empathy is needed here. Both of you can now make mention of the facts, the subject of the potential dispute. Once all the issues have been talked out, both of you should agree not to raise them again or blame the other with respect to the money issues that have now been resolved. The conversation can now end with mutual appreciation. Chapter 8. There are consequences to blindly following your dreams. One of the more popular pieces of advice out there for finding the one thing that will fulfill you and validate your life is for you to follow your dreams. Unfortunately, life is not as simple as just waking up and following one's dreams. There are practical implications for choosing that path. What happens should you fail to catch up with your dreams after chasing them? Have you given all of those unpaid hours you will expend chasing after your dreams a thought? What support systems, financially, logistically, and emotionally, are in place as you chase after your dreams? The practical alternative to following your dreams is for you to dream medium by setting your life's goals in little, manageable steps and accepting the reality that not all of your emotional eggs ought to fit in one basket. So if you happen to love your job, that's okay. But you also need to love your spouse, your family, and your friends. You need to love your hobbies and your alone time spent reading or watching television. Your life is the sum of all the choices you make every single day. By dreaming medium, your life doesn't become preoccupied with one single thing. You are able to chase after several goals at a time and spread out your definition of success into many individual components. You also get to diversify your sources of happiness and measure your wealth much more in freedom than in dollars. Conclusion. You have nothing to lose if you choose to live frugally. You get to save more of your money for big-ticket purchases like a home or a car. And you also become more focused on life and career. Being more intentional about your finances also ensures that you nurture your intimate relationships and friendships. How do you begin your financial journey? You need to first start with a budget and watch the magic happen to the little funds you have. If you work hard, want something badly enough, and chase after your several dreams relentlessly and with confidence, you will succeed. Just don't do it in an unbalanced or unsustainable manner to the detriment of your health or relationships. You need people around you to help you in your financial journey. Money is nice, but there has to be a point to it or you'll never have enough. Chelsea Fagan. Choose yourself always. Make the decisions that are beneficial to you, even if that means a little discomfort. In the grand scheme of things, you win when you call the shots and use your financial power correctly. Again, you lose nothing if you choose to live frugally. Try this. Have you created your personal budget yet? Do it now if you haven't already done so. Create your own Italian grandmother-style home cooking plan and share it with your family and friends. Explain the concept behind the plan to them.